Imagine this. What if you could change everything about your life in just 3 days? It sounds like a stretch, right? But take a second and ask yourself, why do you think it's impossible? Who told you that change has to be slow, painful, and take years? What if the only thing standing between you and the life you want isn't time, but the way you think? Right now, maybe you feel stuck. Stuck in a job that drains you, a routine that bores you, or a feeling of being lost without knowing why. You look at other people, on social media, at work, or even in your own family, and wonder how they seem to have it all figured out. You tell yourself, they got lucky, or maybe I'm not good enough. Those thoughts, those doubts, they're not just holding you back, they're building walls between you and the life you deserve. Here's the truth. Those walls are made up of stories you've been telling yourself, and they're not real. The life you want, it's closer than you think. It's already out there, waiting for you to step up and take it. The only thing you need is a way to bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. That's where visualization comes in. This isn't some wishy-washy idea about sitting around and hoping for things to get better. Visualization is about training your mind to see your future so clearly that it starts to feel real. And when your brain believes it's real, everything about you, your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions begins to line up with that vision. In just 3 days, you can start rewriting your story, not by waiting for luck or wishing for a miracle, but by stepping into the person you were always meant to be. This isn't about magic. It's about showing yourself what's possible and finally giving yourself permission to go after it. Day 1. Imagine it like your life depends on it. What does your dream life look like? Don't rush past this question. Close your eyes and imagine waking up 3 years from now in a life you adore. Where are you? What does your room look like? What's the first thing you do when your feet touch the ground? Maybe you're living in a sunlit apartment in a city that buzzes with opportunity, or maybe it's a secluded home surrounded by nature, where the only sound is the wind through the trees. Perhaps you've built a business, finally written that book, or found the courage to live authentically. Pause and feel it. Not just the details of the scene, but the emotions, the confidence, the peace, the excitement of knowing this is your life. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined scenario and reality. When you see it clearly, your mind begins to act as if it's already true. What do the mornings feel like in this life? Maybe you stretch in your spacious bedroom, sunlight filtering through soft curtains as you plan the day ahead with purpose and ease. The scent of freshly brewed coffee wafts in from the kitchen, reminding you of the small luxuries you now savor because you've designed a life that gives you time. The people in your world, whether family, friends, or a partner, respect and support you because you've learned to cultivate relationships that align with your vision. And it's not just about the big achievements. In this imagined life, even the small moments feel profound. A quiet walk down a cobblestone street becomes a reminder of how far you've come. The laughter over dinner with friends feels richer because you're present, no longer weighed down by anxiety or regrets. When you close your eyes at night, you drift into sleep with a deep sense of gratitude, knowing that this life is a reflection of your courage to dream and act. Here's the thing about visualization. It's not just daydreaming, it's a rehearsal. Athletes do it all the time, mentally running through every step, every swing, every goal. The difference between you and the champion isn't talent, it's focus. Rewrite the belief system. Most people are trapped by their own beliefs. Somewhere along the way, someone told you that success is hard, that only a few lucky people get to live their dreams, or that you're just not good enough. But here's the thing, those are not facts. They're just stories you've picked up and repeated so many times that they feel true. Let me ask you something. What has believing in those lies ever done for you? You've already spent years being realistic, cautious and critical, and what did it do? Has doubting yourself ever helped you grow, or has it kept you stuck in the same place, wishing things were different? On day one, your mission is to break those old stories apart. When the thought, "I can't do this," sneaks in, stop it right there and replace it with, "What if I can?" When you hear that little voice of doubt telling you it's impossible, drown it out with a vision of success so clear and so strong that it wipes away the noise. Think about it. Why does believing in failure feel so normal, but believing in your own success feels ridiculous? Seriously, if spending years doubting yourself didn't get you anywhere, then why not try believing in yourself instead? It's the same effort, but with a completely different outcome. Don't just think it, say it. Look yourself in the mirror and say, "I am capable. I deserve this. My success is already on its way." Yes, you'll probably feel a little silly at first, like you're auditioning for a bad self-help ad, but let's be honest, didn't you feel just as silly all those times you told yourself you weren't good enough? And yet, you kept repeating those negative thoughts without question. So why not flip the script? Your mind believes whatever you tell it over and over again, so give it something empowering to work with. You have to be positive, so positive that it feels a little crazy. Call it delusional if you want, but here's the truth. Being positive is the first step to taking real action. The people who call you unrealistic, they're usually the ones who gave up before they even tried. Positivity doesn't mean ignoring the hard stuff. It means refusing to let it stop you. Tell yourself you're going to be successful, not because it's guaranteed, but because believing in yourself gives you the energy to go after it. No one ever built a great life by sitting around doubting themselves. This is your chance to rewrite the story of your life, and it all starts with letting yourself believe you can. Day 2. Step into the role. By now, the vision of your dream life is more than an image. It's a feeling. But here's the twist. On day 2, you stop imagining it as a distant future and start living as if it's already yours. Let me ask you this. If you woke up tomorrow as the person you've always wanted to be, how would you act? What would your morning routine look like? What would you wear to express the best version of yourself? How would you interact with others? Would you take charge in conversations, or would you shy away like you've done in the past? The key here is to stop waiting for life to give you permission. The world won't knock on your door and say, "Now is the time for you to become great." No, that's your job. You take it. You decide that today is the day you show up as the person you've always known you could be. So today, you act. It doesn't matter if it feels uncomfortable at first, because that's exactly how growth happens. Maybe you've always dreamed of being confident in a room full of strangers, but you've held back, telling yourself, "I'm not ready." Guess what? You're going to walk into that meeting, party, or coffee shop with your head held high, even if your palms are sweating and your heart is racing. You might feel like you're faking it, but that's okay. Because the more you act confident, the more you'll start to be confident. Over time, that nervous energy will transform into real strength, and you'll wonder why you ever doubted yourself in the first place. It's all about getting comfortable with discomfort. The truth is, change doesn't happen when you stay in your comfort zone, where everything feels predictable and safe. If you keep waiting for the right moment to become the person you want to be, you'll never take action. Instead, you need to make today that moment. Step into the role you've been imagining for yourself right now. Even if you're not feeling 100% ready, acting as though you already are will push you in the right direction. The more you practice showing up as your best self, the more natural it will feel. Soon enough, you'll realize that the life you were waiting for isn't some far-off dream. It's something you've been building all along, step by step. Action reinforces belief. When you align your actions with your vision, something extraordinary happens. Your brain starts connecting the dots. You're no longer just visualizing a better life. You're creating evidence that it's possible. Wear that outfit that makes you feel unstoppable, even if you're just running errands. Speak up in that meeting as if you're already the leader you aspire to be. Make decisions not based on fear, but on the question, what would the best version of me do? By the end of day 2, you'll notice something shifting. The vision isn't just in your head anymore, it's bleeding into reality. You're no longer waiting for life to change, you're changing it. Day 3. Own it. This is the day everything clicks. By now the belief system is stronger, the vision clearer, and your actions aligned. Day 3 is about claiming ownership of your new life. No more hesitating, no more doubting. Let's get brutally honest for a second. The reason most people don't change isn't lack of opportunity. It's fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping into a life they don't think they deserve. But on day 3, you refuse to let fear win. You stand tall, not as someone hoping for change, but as someone who has already changed. You're no longer chasing a dream, you're living it. Keep building the momentum. 3 days might seem like a small window, but it's enough to ignite a fire. From here, it's about keeping that momentum alive. Every day, you continue to visualize, believe, and act as if your dream life is already real. You'll stumble, of course. Old habits and doubts will try to sneak back in, but when they do, you'll remember these 3 days. You'll remember the power of seeing, believing, and owning your future, and you'll keep moving forward. So, what are you waiting for? The life you want isn't far away. It's right in front of you, waiting to be claimed. 3 days is all it takes to start. Are you ready to begin?